Somber ceremonies and protests are taking place across the world tonight as Israel marks 1 year since the deadliest attack in the country's history. President Biden and the First Lady marking 1 year since the gruesome October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel, lighting a single candle in a simple, solemn ceremony. The president calling Israeli President Isaac Herzog to offer his condolences on this anniversary, but not speaking with his counterpart, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Israelis pausing to honor the more than 1,200 people killed and the roughly 250 taken hostage by Hamas, more than 100 of whom are still missing, including at least 7 Americans. Today, 1 year later, the conflict appears to be spiraling and shows no signs of ending. We have team coverage tonight with News 8's Joe Habersham and Haley Bickelhoft live in studio tonight, covering both sides of the conflict. We begin with Haley. Good evening.
Hi, Jenna. Jewish community members in the Quad Cities have first-hand accounts of that deadly attack and the war that's been raging for the past 12 months. Today, they relive those moments as they look towards what the future may bring.
That's when we woke up to sirens on the second day of the holiday.
Local Rabbi Josh Tannenbaum was in Israel with his family 1 year ago when Hamas attacked the country on October 7th.
Streets were very quiet. We were just in shock. We're like, and at that point, we didn't even get the whole story, right? We didn't even know really the full extent.
Rabbi Josh's family was close to the front line, staying about 45 minutes away in the city of Yerushalayim for a family trip.
It started to really sink in. And at that point, we realized, obviously, that our trip was changing.
Jumping into action, he contacted members of the local Jewish community to raise funds for families and soldiers. His family then traveled to the front lines, delivering supplies and boosting morale.
There was explosions going off and rockets overhead. Felt like you were literally in the middle of a war zone.
So one of my cousins was taken hostage.
Although local rabbi Linda Bertenthal's cousin was released in November, she says many more are still captive.
One of my cousins, her very best friend in the world, her daughter was taken hostage, Anama Levi, still being held, we hope, alive. We don't know.
A year later, Rabbi Josh says war is almost normal.
Although this was a horrible event, this has been going on for years.
Rabbi Linda says her heart breaks for not just the Jewish community, but all people that have been killed.
The Arab Israelis, and the foreign students, and the foreign workers, and the refugees, and the music lovers who just came to a music festival. The Jewish people take all of them into our hearts with our own.
Saying she wants to see peace in the Middle East.
That the two peoples who share this homeland acknowledge each other's right to exist.
However, both rabbis say despite the ongoing war, the Jewish people continue to have hope for the future. Haley Bickelhoff, WQAD, News 8. Tonight, Jewish groups are meeting in Davenport for a vigil service reflecting on all those who have died and praying the hostages will come home safely. Joe, but you've been looking into the reactions from the Palestinian side.
Yeah, and like you said, Hamas may have started the attack, initiating, but it's the people that are in Gaza paying the heaviest price.
Attacks in the Middle East send ripple effects back home. We're now 1 year removed from the start of the Israel-Hamas War, and pro-Palestinian supporters in the Quad Cities are still fighting to make their voices heard.
That atrocity, and that's exactly what it is. It is a genocide, and it's sad, it hurts us, and this is the only thing that we can do.
They're calling for a permanent ceasefire, hoping to put an end to what human rights groups are calling genocide.
Tell me, is that right? So we've been here since October 7th advocating for the rights of the Palestinians to stop the bloodshed. We want all of it to stop.
ABC News reports nearly 42,000 Palestinians have died over the last year, with roughly 97,000 injured. More than 70,000 tons of explosives have been dropped on the Gaza Strip, according to Euromed Human Rights Monitor. The streets have turned into a wasteland, and the remaining residents describe the situation as unlivable. Gaza has become an uninhabitable place, an unfit place to live safely, at the very least. We wish to return to life before October 7th. We used to wake up and make our breakfast. I swear, since October 7th, I haven't made breakfast like a normal person. I don't remember making a normal breakfast like others. The United Nations believes 10,000 bodies are still buried beneath the rubble in Gaza, which means the true death total could be much higher.
The QC coalition, Palestine, is also demanding the U.S. defunds Israel's assault, separating itself from, quote, Israel's destructive agenda.